porch around the time that y'all got a wolf.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we've got a couple teams searching for their first Super Bowl. It's the Los Angeles Chargers and the Cleveland Browns. Coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Tonight we've got an AFC matchup on tap between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Cleveland Browns. And hi again, everybody. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, when you and I were going through our final run-throughs at breakfast, we kept thinking tonight we're going to get to see a couple of very good passing offenses.
And we're talking about both sides having multiple receivers that could have an impact on this game. It's not just one guy that's going to make all the plays. If you take him away, maybe number 2, number 3, they make the big plays that impact who wins the game.
Kick this one away, and off it goes. Takes it at the 7. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. Orchestrating the offense will be a man who, of course, won a national title back in his days at Clemson, Deshaun Watson.
And he's exactly the man you want control of your offense. Excellent arm, good zip on the ball, not afraid to use his legs when he needs to. And what he's excelled at doing is making plays when the first read isn't available or when the pressure's about to get to him.
Faking the give. Now Watson. He's got him in. Complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Wow. First play of the game, CD. 75 yards. These people, they haven't even filed in yet from the tailgate lots.
Everyone talks about starting out fast. Everyone talks about getting explosive-type plays. That was absolutely a thunderbolt. And on the defensive side, he spent all week scheming, all week preparing, and it seems like it goes right out the window.
Now Cade York for the extra point. It's up and through to make it 7-0 Browns. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. No return here for Carter, and this will be a touchback. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And the tendency for most of these guys is to want to match things right away because they have a lot of confidence in their talent too. They just saw a big strike against their team, and you know they're thinking to themselves, I can get this back right now on one play. Well, if it's there, you take it, but otherwise, just go ahead and calm your team down. Run the offense, get things going, and see how things settle in.
Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They started on the ground with Eckler, and he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Herbert. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
But they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that would be the last shot that they take in this game.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. On the screen, this is Eckler. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
3rd and 2, Herbert.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Anthony Walker. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown.
CD, what a sensational start for this defense. Instead of just forcing the 3 and out, which they were about to do, they pick it off and take it in for the score.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't just settle for the standard good way to start a game. They started in dramatic fashion. Take it away, score points, and guess what? They'll be flying to go back out there on defense again after that play.
York on now for the extra point.
And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And Carter deciding not to bring this one out.
The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Fresh off of 6 the other way, it's Herbert. He'll buy some time right. Try to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward.
And partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense.
And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10.
After the interception, here's Watson. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Here's Watson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
On 2nd and 10, Watson, touchdown, Browns. 2 first-quarter touchdown passes now for Deshaun Watson.
And the Browns take a 3-touchdown lead. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
York now for the extra point. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0.
Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And it's Amari Cooper who finishes it off with a touchdown reception. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. No return here for Carter, and this will be a touchback. He's piloted 2 drives so far, and unfortunately not very well piloted. Both led to interceptions. Now they're facing the deficit. Another touchdown after that previous pick. Starting over here, 1st and 10. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 25-yard line.
He'll hand off here to Eckler.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get them.
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. In for the sack, Myles Garrett. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick 6, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick 6, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. And this one is incomplete.
The offense schemed going 5 wide, trying to create a chance for the big shot, and they took it. If he comes down with that one, that's a huge offensive swing. But credit the defense with a nice play, knocking that one away.
Herbert's throw there complete to Allen. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 21-0 our score after 1. Charger football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Here's Herbert. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot, and here another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. Amazing, perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
On on first down. Watson.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down. Back to throw, Watson. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper.
And he is going to have the Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
But things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even third down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
So still backed up, but the situation not as dire now. 1st and 10 at the 14. Here's Watson. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Again, it's Watson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson.
And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down.
On 4th down, on is Corey Bajorquez to punt. And look at this, it's a fake. And this is caught. The fake punt works to absolute perfection.
And the Browns are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
The York on now for the extra point.
It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So they catch him napping a bit. They go with a fake punt, able to get it out complete, and then take it all the way into the end zone for 6 points.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away.
And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line.
So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. Because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25. So at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Herbert. Flushed out right.
On Herbert, his 3rd interception.
Picked up by Denzel Ward.
And the Browns are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Here comes Amari Cooper and the rest of the Cleveland offense.
Making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but his shredding defense is getting big yardage with each and every
touchdown. Deshaun Watson with his third touchdown pass of this first half.
And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. York now for the extra point.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. Taken in at the 3. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. Still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the fourth quarter. But you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's one interception, we're still in the first half, I'm going to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Here's J.K. Scott set to do the punting honors. Returnable for Grant. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. Getting set to go again, we get a look at Amari Cooper as he heads back out there now. He might be on his way to a record-setting performance. So good here. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And it's so interesting when we watch these types of days unfold for a receiver because they need a quarterback throwing it accurately, people to block for the quarterback.
This is caught inside the 15.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
How about the first half he's putting together? Well over 100 yards already with that last catch. And to me, they'd be well served to keep looking his way. A number of big plays already in this one.
So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, let's run through the next-gen stats for the Chargers in that first half. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they were much more successful throwing the football than their counterparts, as you can see the numbers there. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided
Well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. The attention shifts back to Justin Herbert and the Chargers offense.
And he's got to be wondering what happened in that first half. 3 interceptions, very uncharacteristic.
And even the great ones go through phases like this, like what we just saw. And most of them, they have such a mental capacity to throw it out and essentially start over. I think that's where he's headed now.
He's got his opportunity to throw it out. Let's see how he does. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Herbert now. And he'll find his man on the out route. That's Allen. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of the gun, Eckler running it.
And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, 2nd down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert.
That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to run.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one lines up to be incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Just what they needed, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down.
Myles Garrett able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
And the #1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And the next-gen stat's going to illustrate just how quickly a quarterback has to process everything, as he was on the ground in under 3 seconds, 2.9 to be precise. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 18. To throw is Watson.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
And he's tackled at the 38, but they doubled their yardage. The play started at the 19, and they gained 19.
I tell you what, those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Watson on 1st down.
And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. 3rd quarter action. Appreciate you joining us from Cleveland, Ohio. 2nd and 10.
The throw over the middle taken in. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ballgame.
And the Browns have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
York on now for the extra point.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's capped off by the Browns' touchdown.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out.
Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. And on third down, the Browns going to go with a nickel set. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown.
Well, I mean, you get it. They're trying to make something happen here in this third quarter, CD, but I don't think a pick-6 is exactly what they had in mind.
No, not at all, because this offense, they've been stuck all game long. Haven't dented the scoreboard yet, and they're kind of forced to take a few chances here, and that one, it backfired in a big way.
York now for the extra point.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick-6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away.
No return here for Carter, and this will be a touchback.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Herbert. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted a picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to...
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett in there to get him yet again. That is his third sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
Well, it's obvious, but I can't help but say it here. It's never a good day when the opposing defense has more sacks than you have points. The win seems likely, but this defense is still playing for something here. They see that 0 on the scoreboard, and they don't want that to change.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Here comes Grant on the return. And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And this offense is going to be set up with a 1st and 10 inside the 15. Amari Cooper and the rest of the offense heading back out there now. Well, this defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Watson. And this is a rocket pulled in by Cooper, complete. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd, Watson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Deshaun Watson finding Amari Cooper. And the Browns add another 6 points to what's going to be a blowout victory. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Extra point by York is up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Chargers ready to take over. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Another try after the 1st down sack. Herbert. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And guys, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Watson now to throw. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out, because this one, it was over a long time ago.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score.
Now it's 2nd and 9.
Now it's Herbert. And that's complete to the right side. It's Allen. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Holding offense.
Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now. This is taken at the 18.
Here comes Amari Cooper and the rest of the Cleveland offense.
What a game for him, Charles. 4 touchdowns. Heck, for a lot of guys, that's a good season number.
You're exactly right. And let's face it, we have to stand up and applaud this one, even though we're supposed to be neutral, because this doesn't just happen by accident. This isn't 4 times where the defense just falls down or breaks coverage. He's worked awfully hard, changing routes, changing areas, changing angles, and getting open for touchdowns.
We knew he'd be part of the game plan in a big way, and it has been in a very big way. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
We used to work relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And he is going to lose yardage here. Give all that credit defensively to Khalil Mack. A great stop in the backfield. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards. They run it again with Chubb. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19.
For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Meanwhile, you forced turnovers. You didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
And, Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's all the stuff that we saw happen today. Those are statistics, numbers, the whole deal. But my question is, how does one team come ready to play and the other one obviously not ready at all?
Well, I mean, I obviously don't have an answer to that, but that was the story from the get-go. One side was awake and ready, and the other just seemed to sleep.